What's up, guys? I just figured I'd give you a little heads up on some things that are going on in the Islamic Republic of Iran these days. As we know, music is haram in Islamic countries, so when it comes to heavy metal, you know there's going to be a lot more problems. I'm pretty sure this was a story about a year or two ago about this heavy metal band that was being charged for, many things against Islam because they were playing heavy metal music. And now apparently they've been sentenced. Iranian metal band Confess sentenced to 14.5 years in prison and 74 lashes. Oh wow, 74 lashes for playing music. By the way, these guys look like they could be in Phil Anselmo's band The Illegals. Just saying. Okay, as I read this, I might shorten their names because they're hard to pronounce and I always fuck up foreign names, so bear with me if that's the case. Last we checked, in Confess over a year ago, the Iranian metal band that was persecuted and jailed in their home country for lyrics that are anti-religious, atheistic, political, and anarchistic, otherwise simply known as playing metal. Frontman Nikan had fled to Turkey after being released on bail, while his bandmate Arash had stayed in Iran to appeal the court's decision. Probably a bad move on his part. Today we have an update via Loudwire, and there's both good and bad news to report. First, the good. Both band members were granted asylum in Norway, where they live today. They are safe and sound for the time being. Now the bad. The Revolutionary Tribunal of Tehran has sentenced the band members to a combined prison sentence of 14.5 years. That breaks down as follows: 5 years each for charges of insulting the sanctity of Islam. The sanctity of Islam. Doesn't it sound nice? 1 year each on charges of propaganda against the regime of the Islamic Republic of Iran. This shit is hard to read with a straight face. An additional 2 years for Nikan, the frontman, on 3 counts of insulting the supreme leader and the president, plus an additional 6 months for disturbing public opinion through the production of music containing anti-regime lyrics and insulting content, and for participating in interviews with the opposition media. Well, at least we know these guys in the Islamic Republic of Iran are on the same level as the far left and far right anti-interventionists. How dare you criticize any other regime? Stop worrying about Iran, people. Who cares if they have nukes? The last count also comes with 74 lashes for Mr. Khashoggi. That's why I didn't want to say his name. That's why I've been saying Nikan. Court documents from Tehran detailing the charges can be viewed below. The funniest parts of that paragraph is definitely promoting propaganda against the regime of the Islamic Republic of Iran. And the second thing I find disturbingly funny is disturbing public opinion through the production of music containing anti-regime lyrics and insulting content, and for participating in interviews with opposition media. I have to say, for all the Christian bullshit we have in this country, at least they haven't been able to pull shit like this yet. Thank goodness for that. We're not clear on what the court sentence means in practical terms for the 2 musicians, but I'm guessing Iran does not have an extradition treaty with Norway, so while Khosravi and Ilkhani are safe for now and the immediate future, it's likely they won't be able to travel home to see their families and vice versa for a very, very long time, if ever. And that is great sadness, but once again, they're not in danger of being locked up and they're free to continue to write and perform. Well, that's unfortunate that their family still has to live there. It's possible that their family even agrees with the Iranian Republic's decision. Most likely not, because the Iranian people are way more progressive than their religious Islamic government. That's for sure. Unfortunately, I feel bad for the guy that stayed, who has to deal with this shit now. But this is why the anti-interventionists amuse me and amaze me at the same time. Because how could you not look at this government and think, no, we shouldn't try to act and intervene in any way whatsoever to help this situation. We shouldn't stick our nose in where there are actual injustices in the world. Why? Because things have gone bad in the past when we tried to do it before, but we've learned from those experiences. But who cares? It's not happening here, so keep your nose out of it. Yeah, because that's gonna work when Iran builds their nuclear arsenal, and they're not gonna attack anyone. I'm sure they won't touch anybody once they build up their nuclear arsenal. They're just just gonna be cool unless someone fucks with them, right? You people are living with your heads in the clouds. Now, I feel terrible for these fucking dudes, especially the one that's trapped there in Iran and is gonna have to face some of this sentencing. But I'm glad to see that heavy metal still has this rebellious effect in people when necessary. You know, sometimes when we're younger, we're rebellious, and it's out of stupidity, really. But in instances like this, where you're not allowed to play the music you want to play in your country, it's absolutely devastating. And I'm glad that heavy metal is still willing to push against it, and we're seeing it grow all around the world. And it's been around for like 40, 50 years now, and it's still kicking. So I'm glad to see that, and at least, if anything, we can take that little piece of goodness out of this terrible situation in Iran. Anyway, guys, that's enough for today. Have a good night.